Hi, everybody. Welcome again to Enjoy English School.
Here's Bruce. I'm Antony.
Yes, he gets an A.
Yay!
Okay, we're going to continue talking about what we started yesterday, which, of course, is a difficult topic, but a necessary one for us to at least think about, even when we're young, how to dispose of, how to take care of a dead body so that it will not produce unnecessary carbon, a carbon footprint, too much carbon or carbon dioxide, and yet is a respectful way to say goodbye to the departed.
没错，所以我们昨天呢就讲到这个主题环保葬。那最重要的概念就是如何能够在表达对死者的尊重之余，能够降低对这个环境的危害，可能包含像是碳足迹的排放啦，或者是说今天会用掉太多这个地球上的资源啦。我们之前不是提到说用土葬的话，可能会用到什么防腐液，然后用钢材，然后用一大堆的那种 resources。那如果说今天选择火葬的话，它可能会每年会用113。烧一具尸体就要113公升的这种燃料，所以非常非常的不方便。所以我们提到了环保的这种环保葬的重要概念。那我们今天会继续介绍更细节跟环保葬有关的主题，我们赶快来看一看吧。
Going green to the grave. It is evident that green burials have many environmental benefits.In these burials, the production of huge amounts of steel and concrete is no longer necessary. Instead, the coffins or urns used are made of more eco-friendly materials like bamboo or clay. These materials are able to decompose naturally and leave a lower carbon footprint. Green burials allow people who respect the environment in life to do the same in death. The idea of being laid to rest in a natural setting can also provide a lot of comfort. Instead of being in a crowded urban cemetery, a body can be surrounded by beautiful flowers, trees, or even wild animals. On a more practical note, green burials are usually more affordable than traditional practices. The costs are lower because less time and effort is needed to preserve the body. In addition, the eco-friendly resources used in green burials are cheaper than the materials used to make traditional solid wood coffins, such as mahogany or cherry wood. Green burials can be seen as an expression of love for nature after one has passed away. For those who are environmentally conscious, choosing a green burial is a great way to say a final thank you to Mother Earth.
We have a sentence here that is going to help direct your mind where we're going.A final act of love for the planet we live on. This means that a lot of human behavior, a lot of human industry, what people need to produce in order to live, is actually harming our environment. So maybe the last thing you can do is to let people know how you want to be disposed of that will create the least amount of carbon pollution.
没错，所以我们这个副标题里头就提到说，怎么样能够当你离开这个世界的时候，会对这个地球、对这个世界造成最小的冲击跟危害。好，也不是说危害了，应该就是说会消耗掉最少的资源，让你的后代子孙能够继续下去。所以他说的final act of love 指的是当你离开的时候，最后能为这个地球所做的事情。
And our first paragraph begins, "It is evident that green burials have many environmental benefits. It is evident that, it is clear that, it is certain that, there's no question about something, and that is, according to our lesson, that green burials not the burning of a body, not the use of a plastic or metal container for the dead body that's put into the earth, along with hundreds, thousands, or millions of others taking up land of the earth. Green burials have many environmental benefits. We talked about environmental yesterday, and the whole point of this is to protect more of nature so that nature can continue helping us and growing and thriving.
没错，老师提到的 thriving 就是兴盛、繁茂的意思。尤其是提到说，今天如果一个公司的成长，或甚至是一个环境，它本身不断能够欣欣向荣的感觉，都可以用 thriving 这个字。它是来自于动词 thrive， 它的拼法是 thrive，thrive。那如果你今天变成去 e 加 ing 的时候，常常呢就会变成一个 ving thriving 去表达兴盛的概念。所以第一句话就说，很显然的 ，it is evident that 很显然怎么样 ，green burials 环保葬呢 have many environmental benefits 有非常非常多的这种对环境方面的效益哦。
In these burials, the environmental burials or green burials. In these burials, the production of huge amounts of steel and concrete is no longer necessary. If you don't believe that, look at yesterday's lesson and you'll see how many tons of something or how much land is needed to bury people and so on. So with a green burial, it's no longer necessary to use those kinds of resources.
没错，所以这边的话就是回复到我们昨天有介绍过说啊，今天如果选择土葬，又用掉多少钢材啦，用掉多少的混凝土，对不对？他说，如果说今天选择环保葬的话 ，in these burials, the production of huge amounts of steel and concrete， 好，这些混凝土啦，还有钢材这些建造就不用做那么多量 ，is no longer necessary， 不需要这么大量的东西了，所以环保葬是比较好的一个做法。
How can this happen? Well, for one thing, instead of the traditional burial, the coffins or urns used are made of more eco-friendly materials like bamboo or clay. Instead of using good quality wood and maybe plastic as well as a metal frame, many different materials, using just clay, which is soil, earth, a special kind of soil or earth, or bamboo, which grows very quickly and you can use it and it'll still grow some more. But if you use a wooden coffin, you probably have to cut down a tree, which will give you more wood, but the area around the tree will be interrupted for maybe quite some time.
没错，所以在这里的话去比较一下，就是说今天如果选择环保葬的话，他们会使用什么样的方式？可能不用这些钢材啦，不用这些混凝土啊，他就告诉你说 ，instead the coffins or urns， 好，这不管是用这个棺材啦，或是瓮啦，好 ，used are made of more eco-friendly materials， 他们会使用比较对环境友善的这些材料，像是 like bamboo or clay。好，不管像是这个竹子啦，或是泥土啦，这种东西去制作的。我们昨天有提到一个字 biodegradable， 对不对？就是好，可以方便生物分解的。所以这边他们会选择这种竹子啊。当然，老师刚刚提到说，你可以去砍树，用木头制造，但是一砍了树之后，它附近的周遭环境的生物也会受到影响。所以说，今天砍掉竹子，或是使用这个土，这种泥土的话，是更加环保、不伤害环境的做法。
These materials, bamboo or clay, for example, are able to decompose naturally and leave a lower carbon footprint. Well, compose is to put things together and make something. Decompose means something, its parts will separate until there's nothing left.
没错，所以这里的话，我们看到一个比较重要的字 ，These materials are able to decompose。老师呢就帮我们把这个字拆解了一下，后面的 compose 是把事情 put things together 组装在一起， 前面加上一个 de， 它变成是做一个相反的动作，把它拆开来。好，我们昨天的话有介绍过这个字 decompose， 有提到另外一个片语叫做 break down， 都可以放在这个地方来使用。它们呢这些材料，竹子啦、泥土啦，是比较容易分解的，好，是自然分解的 decompose naturally。And leave a lower carbon footprint， 它留下的碳足迹也比较少。
Okay, that's it for this paragraph. Take a short break and we'll be right back. Now we start with green burials that we mentioned in the last paragraph. Green burials allow people who respect the environment in life to do the same in death. So if you love the environment, we have to remember we are using natural resources just to live. And there's nothing wrong with that. That is a natural way. But what isn't natural is to either put a body into a plastic or specially designed box using a lot of materials to do it and materials that don't decompose. Or burning, which is still done in many, many countries and publicly as well. India, Southeast Asia, Africa, many nations, this is the normal way to release the body, but it uses natural resources. So that's why we're trying to find a clean, green way to bury our dead.
没错，所以在这边的话呢，它这一段主要讲的是说，如果说今天很多人生前是非常非常注重环保的概念的这种人呢，他说 Green burials allow people who respect the environment in life to do the same in death。在死后的话，他也能够继续的环保下去。所以在心态上面，如果说今天你本身就是我很注重环保，我要保护环境、保护地球，那你也可以选择这样的方式来处理自己的身后事。
The idea of being laid to rest in a natural setting can also provide a lot of comfort. The idea that I'm not going to be polluting the environment and I'll be in a natural setting. I'm not going to be in a cemetery, a place where people from the city usually are buried one right after the other, like you're in a factory of death or something like that. You want a place, if you can, out in the countryside. If you have that land or could buy a piece of land so that you will not pollute a large area, the area where you are buried, your body will only last a few years and then it can be reused, not your body, but that land.
没错，老师刚刚用到一个非常重要的字，我们后面也会看到，叫做 cemetery。好 ，cemetery 的意思呢，就是指公墓。很多地方呢，他们规划了一个土地，然后这些棺木呢，一个一个的，好，非常非常有秩序的，好横竖的这样排列好的在一起，那个叫做 cemetery， 它的拼法是 CENETERY cemetery 指的是公墓的意思。当然这边这句话要说了 ，the idea of being laid to rest in a natural setting。所以像公墓的话，就不是一个 natural setting， 是人为的嘛。那如果说今天光是想到说，你被放在一个自然环境里头，这样的一个想法怎么样 ？Can also provide a lot of comfort， 就是死后重回大自然的怀抱，这样的想法本身也是可以提供非常多的慰藉。
And we repeat some of the ideas we just talked about in the last sentence here. Instead of being in a crowded urban cemetery, he just spelled that for you. Here it is. Urban means city, has to do with city. A body can be surrounded by beautiful flowers, trees, or even in the wild animals.
所以这边的话，我们刚刚概念就提过了嘛，对不对？好，与其呢却被葬在一个这种好像是人为的都市的这种公墓的那种感觉，那还不如怎么样 ？A body can be surrounded by， 好，能够被什么东西所环绕着呢 ？Beautiful flowers， 那种野花啊，很漂亮的那种美丽的花朵啦 ，trees， 好，树木啊 ，or even wild animals， 那被这些自然美景。被这些自然生物环抱，不是更好吗？
Okay, stay with us, take a break with us, and we'll be right back. Okay, let's go ahead. On a more practical note, green burials are usually more affordable than traditional practices. Practical means useful or using resources, using money, using time in a productive way. So a green burial, although we don't like to talk or think about burials, it is certainly a more practical way to dispose of those who have passed. And it's cheaper, it's more affordable. You've seen some of the ceremonies that people have after they die. I remember here in Taiwan, hundreds of cars following each other from the cemetery back to I don't know where. And I thought, it's nice that so many people like the person who passed away, but think of all the time and material and energy used just to say goodbye to somebody when they could go by themselves and not necessarily on one certain day.
没错，所以说今天老师就提到他之前参加过葬礼，然后很多很多的车辆啊，到一个地方到公墓去。没错，这个人能在走的时候有这么多人思念他、怀念他很好，可是中间这个过程用掉了非常非常多的资源。所以在这里的话，我们这一段主要在讲的是说，从一个更务实的角度，他说 on a more practical note。Practical 就是务实的。好，今天老师提到说，怎么样能够用有限的资源去更有效率、更有生产力的去做事情。好 ，Green burials are usually more affordable than traditional practices。好，光是用环保葬的话，就比以往的这些土葬、火葬的做法更加的费用更加的便宜，更容易让人家负担得起。
The costs are lower, so it's more affordable.The costs are lower because less time and effort is needed to preserve the body. Taking care of the corpse for a green burial requires fewer people and fewer materials until they're in the earth or wherever else they're going to be placed.
没错，所以在这个过程当中，环保葬的话，需要的人力啊、物力啊，都相对比较少。所以这边讲的 less time and effort is needed， 好，需要比较少的时间跟心力，好 ，to preserve the body， 指的是去保存这个遗体。
In addition, the eco-friendly resources used in green burials are cheaper than the materials used to make traditional solid wood coffins, such as mahogany or cherry wood. These are two very expensive kinds of wood. Yes, they're beautiful, but if we use just another kind of wood or burial, in some cases without anything around it, without any container around the dead body, but deep under the earth and then cover the earth. This certainly is cheaper, more affordable for most people than what is called a traditional burial, but these days that's not really traditional anymore.
没错，所以这里的话，他就继续说到，继续有关棺木的部分哦，他就说了，他说 ，In addition, the eco-friendly resources used in green burials。好，这边的话，我们之前不是提到，他们多半是用的是 bamboo。and clay 有没有？很多时候是用竹子啦，或是泥土啊等等，这样去做他们的这个棺木的嘛。好，他说 are cheaper than the materials used to make traditional solid wood coffins。好，这以往他们会使用的是那种实心的那种木头的棺木，好，实木来去做棺材。他们会用到的东西像 such as mahogany 桃花心木啦 ，or cherry wood 樱桃木啦等等，这种实心的棺木。相较于这种传统的用实心棺木去做的环保葬，不会使用那些东西，所以呢更加的便宜，好，不会花掉你太多的钱。
Okay, we have still more to go, but let's take a short break first. Okay, we're going to finish up today's lesson and the second of two lessons on burials. Green burials can be seen as an expression of love for nature after one has passed away. We really spoke to this point earlier. An expression is a way to do something that may not seem obvious at first, But if we think about it, then we can understand that a person who really loves nature and appreciates the chance to have lived in the world in a clean environment and has been thankful, so they don't want a lot of money and time and materials spent on their funeral.
没错，所以这里的话，真正爱环保，好，就是关心地球的人，他想说，哦，在我离开的时候，也不要用掉太多的资源，好，也不要用掉太多的这种力气，好，甚至不要伤害到地球。所以在这边这句话，他就说了，当结论哦，他说 ，Green burials can be seen as 好，如果使用环保葬，可以被当作是一种什么呢？ An expression of love for nature after one has passed away. 好，这边的话提到 pass away， 这边使用的是那个 have 加上 VPP 的用法嘛，对不对？好，这边的 pass away 就是 die， 只是 pass away 听起来比较不会这么直接，好，是一种比较听起来舒服的用法。比方说今天提到长辈过世，你不会说哦长辈死了，你会说长辈过世了。好，或是上天堂了，用一些这种方式去表达。他说可以当作是一种一个人在去世之后对大自然表达爱的一种方式。
For those who are environmentally conscious, choosing a green burial is a great way to say a final thank you to Mother Earth. Environmentally, quite a long word. If you are conscious of something, you are simply aware of something. You understand something. If you're environmentally conscious, you realize Mother Nature is not unlimited. Our planet is pretty big, and yet it is filling up with pollution more and more all the time as there are more and more people. So if you have the idea, boy, I wish my children could have the experiences I had in a much cleaner environment, a more natural environment. So I'm going to, after I pass away, I want to have an environmental, rather a green burial.
没错，所以这边的话很重要的一个字叫做 conscious。conscious 是有什么什么概念，有什么意识的。比方说，老师在选择吃东西的时候，他选择对健康有好处的，你可以说 Bruce is health conscious。好，在这里的话，你可以使用 health。老师表情就变成我有吗？我有吗？我可是乱吃一通的呢。
Bruce who？
哪个 Bruce 啊？好 ，OK。所以 conscious 这个字，它前面可以接 environmentally conscious 来表达有环保概念，前面也可以接一个这个名词一样的概念，像是 fashion conscious。或是 health conscious。如果是 fashion conscious 就对了，很有时尚感、很有时尚概念的。health conscious 就是很注重健康的这样的一个用法。所以整句话说 ，For those who are environmentally conscious， 对于有环保概念、环保意识的人来说呢 ，choosing a green burial 选择环保葬 is a great way to say a final thank you to Mother Earth。好 ，to Mother Earth 这边特别注意一下 ，Mother Earth 的 am。跟那个 Earth 的 E 都要大写，指的是大地之母，就是我们的地球。好，最后跟他道别的时候，跟他说声谢谢的方式，就是使用环保葬。
Okay, we hope you've learned from and enjoyed today's and yesterday's double lesson. You'll be thinking of it. You'll have to think of it sooner or later, so maybe it's better to have some ideas about it now. Anyway, we will see you again one more time this month, near the end of this month. Until then, bye-bye.